Welcome to Sharing to Uplift. My name is Sumaya. I'm your host. I greet you with the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum, which means may peace be upon you all. Welcome back to this channel. If you haven't seen part one, please click on that because this is a continuation. This is grief with trauma. Okay, so let me begin. My family and I have been tested tremendously. The PTSD that we suffer from is with the medical facilities, hospitals, dealing with doctors. We really are traumatized, especially after the passing of my son and the whole process of what took place during his stay in the hospital and dealing with these doctors. Yeah. So let me tell you what happened. Back in July, right? Before then, I have been refraining from going to the doctors as much as I can. I was not being healthy. And my husband, he was on his journey of trying to be healthy, walking and jogging around the park and stuff like that. We go and I'm just sitting in the car, doing me, watching YouTube, watching videos and playing my game, all types of stuff, right? I was just being very lazy. So then it came a time, my husband was like, and mind you, at that time, we was already going through a whole other tests. We was homeless, but not without a home. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he really blesses us. And that'll be another video. But even though we were in our situation, but we still had a lot to be grateful for. It was that serious, but it wasn't that serious. This is from April until July. We're making the best out of everything that we have. So my husband says, why don't you pray and ask the Lord to help you take care of 5 before 5? So I said, that's good. I'm going to do that, So I makes this prayer, oh Lord, please help me take care of 5 before 5, which means, take care of your health before you're sick, take care of your wealth before, it's gone, just taking care of these things and stuff. I do it. Granted, give it not even 3 days. I'm not lying. Next you know, I have this super pain and my stomach has me curled up almost in tears because I could take a lot of pain. I'm pretty tough. I grew up in a Jamaican household, man. So, let me tell you something. I was in so much pain. It felt like glass cutting through my stomach. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing. Oh my God. I was in so much pain. And then on top of that, my breast was hurting. And I could barely even walk on my tippy toe without my breast hurting and burning. And I was going through it real bad. This is after I made that dua. This is after I made that prayer, right, to God. So I go to the GYN because everybody's like, you need to go see what's wrong with your breast. I'm dealing with my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I could barely stand. It's like 2 days in now. I could barely stand. So I made it. I got an emergency appointment with the GYN. So the GYN, everybody knows me. And this is how the other story is going to tie in. Everybody who knows me, doctor, no doctor, it don't matter. They know after what happened to my son, I don't trust no doctors. I'm not going to no hospital. I didn't even want to go there, much less. But, I had to go, right? And I just tell them, my son had a death by doctors, period. I said, nah. I said, nobody's going to tell me something because I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. I was not believing nothing. The doctor, they put a different doctor on me, right? They put I think she was a nurse practitioner. They put her on me because they know the other ones is not reaching me. So she was so sweet and very compassionate, very understanding, right? Not saying the other ones weren't, but I don't know what it was this day. And she was like, miss, I understand what happened to your son, but you have to live. You have other people to live for. You need to take care of yourself. I advise you to go to the hospital and get your stomach checked out. We could do an ultrasound and all that on your breast. We can take care of that after, but you have a serious situation going on with you right now in your stomach. You need to go to the hospital. So I'm like, Lily, I ain't finna go to no hospital. I'm not finna go to nobody's hospital, okay? And she said, I understand, but you have to take care of yourself. You cannot just sit there like this, be in pain and not go find out. Just please go and find out, okay? Get back to me or whatever, and we could work on it from there, but just go, okay? So I said, okay, I'll go. I went to the hospital, man. I don't know what it was that day, but man, that joint was packed. You hear me? They been there for 3-4 hours. So I was like, I'm not finna sit around all these sick behind people that been here for 3 to 4 hours, my own self, right? Okay, I'll just go, one of the urgent care. So I went to one that is not affiliated with the hospital where my son passed away. I tried my best to stay away from that place. So I went there. I went to this other place and it was a good place, but the doctor, he was just sitting there like he already knew everything. Ain't nothing really wrong with you. You just need to take some Mylanta or something like that and you'll be fine. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, that's it. I said, oh, whatever then. Okay, I'm out of here. I go home. I gave urine and blood. Next thing you know, give it like 8 o'clock that night. They got my results back. They called me. They said, look, miss, you need to go to the hospital. So I'm like, what? I said, what I need to go to the hospital for? You're just urinating out nothing but white blood cells. Like, so much white blood cells was in my urine. And they was like, it's not looking good. You got some kind of infection going on, something not right. You need to go to the hospital. I said, look, I ain't finna play around with these people. Like, they play too much. And so I was like, really like, not finna go back to no hospital. But that nurse practitioner from the GYN happens to call me at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. It was very kind of her. Nobody really does that, right? So she said, oh, I'm just calling to see how everything went. So I told her the story. She said, please, why don't you just go now? There won't be nobody there. It'll be easy. Just go now and see what's going on because, you know, that means something serious is going on with you. So I said, oh, she's so nice and convincing. So I said, okay, I'll go. She said, I'll check up on you again. I said, okay. So I went to the hospital. I went there. Nobody was there, like she said. Got in. I had to sit in the hallway in the hospital. They didn't have no room, but that was okay. I sat there peacefully, tried to stay calm and focus in pain. And they ran all these tests. I had to stay there for 3 hours, but that was okay because that was the process because they had to do a CT scan. You know, they had to do my blood, x-rays on my lungs, everything, make sure I didn't have the CV and all that. They was like, oh, you had diverticulitis. Don't come for me. And then they was like, you also have a bad urinary tract infection. You got kidney stones. I'm like, wow. But I was happy. And I said, I appreciate y'all. Y'all treated me good here, you know. And little by little, I started realizing, like, the trauma that I suffer does not relate to all doctors. And because to me, I kept seeing those doctors, right? And that's what was keeping my trauma. That was feeding the fire in me, the rebellion in me. That's what was feeding it. Those people, that group of people, that hospital was feeding me and my mental health to stay away from all doctors. And that does not work. And alhamdulillah that I had to go through this experience so I can get to this point now, be able to share this with others. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was really doing. Sometimes we have to sit back and be honest and look at the picture outside the picture that you already painted for yourself, right? You have to look at the picture as an outsider within your own self. And then you can see the picture that you're painting, okay? If that makes any sense. Let me continue. I went home, you know, took care of myself, got the advices I needed, went on the liquid diet, stayed away from sodium, meat, all that stuff, which I had these situations the year before. But like I said, ever since my son passed away, I was not going to the doctor. I mean, I was cramped over before so bad that, you know, it subsided because I just stopped eating. I had did what my friend, holistic doctor, had told me to do, and then it had went away quick. But he been told me, stop eating red meat. But no, me and my greedy behind, I have to eat like a leg of lamb. I gotta make leg of lamb with macaroni and cheese, with kale, with stuffing, fried muffins. You know what I'm saying? Ice cream, all that. That's how we was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was doing that like every week. Being greedy, like, for real. Your girl was real greedy, okay? I was like, man, I know I should have been stopped. Me and my husband would just eat out all the time. We eat at halal place. We eating chicken and lamb all the time. I just have to have a double cheeseburger. Like, no, your girl can't get a cheeseburger. I have to have a double cheeseburger with french fries and some fried chicken. Man, it was bad. Yeah, so I started feeling better from that. The nurse practitioner, I got to see her again. She told me I had to get a mammogram. And, you know, a sonogram. I was due for it anyway, almost anyway. So I'm like, nah, I'm not finna do no mammogram because I was in fear that, you know, it causes breast cancer and stuff like that. I was trying to limit the amount of radiation that comes into my body, right? And I just said, you know, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm not scared. So, you know, what is it to lose? And my son, my son was brave. Like, if you look at his whole situation, my son was brave throughout the whole thing. He put his trust in Allah and he accepted what? whatever it was, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala widen his grave and put Nur in his grave, forgive him for all of his sins, and have mercy on him. I mean, let me tell you something. I was like, all right. I went. These people was like getting fed up with me. They was like, look, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I said, look, give me a moment. You know, I did it and they ain't find nothing. So then they still had to do the ultrasound. Oh, when they found the ultrasound, they said, oh, well, you have something abnormal there. We're going to run tests on it and we'll get back to you. On that note, I'm going to get back to y'all because I'm trying to keep these videos short.